There you go. There you go.
Thank you, sir.
There you go.
Thank you, sir.
There you go. There you go.
All right, Jonathan, I have a ton of equity in my house, and I still have a mortgage, but it's a super low interest rate. I don't want to give that up, but there have been some things that I'm dreaming about doing that I would love to use my equity for. Is there a way I can leverage my equity in my house without messing up my super low interest rate?
Absolutely, and that's what this video is all about.
All right, so we're not saying that if you want to finance a Ferrari that you're Dumb and Dumber. Maybe that is the dream car, and we're gonna get into that.
It's one of our favorite movies, so we had to do it.
We had to. But one of the things that a lot of people are thinking about right now, Jonathan, is financing their pools and doing additions to their house. But of course, everybody's got these golden handcuffs down in these low interest rates from the last few years. So walk me through, how can we help somebody who's wanting to finance improvements to their house or a dream purchase like a Ferrari, and leverage their equity to do it without sacrificing their great interest rate?
Yeah, so we're big on you leveraging the equity in your house to add value to your property or to maybe buy another investment or business. But to me, the most simple one in Houston, it's 105, 110 degrees. Everybody wants a pool and, build
With a chiller.
Yeah, with the chiller. And so building that dream pool, let's figure that out. Like Austin said, you got that low rate locked in, but you have tons of equity. How do we top into equity? Well, we do a home equity loan, or HE loan is what we call it. And we're going to show you some numbers shortly about what that looks like. But most people might just go to the pool company and get a short-term loan,
Yep.
or they might go get some unsecured loan or a personal loan, and those terms are going to be terrible for you. And so we actually ran those numbers so you can look at them, and then we also showed you what doing a HE loan might look like. Also.
That's right. So let's take a look at this chart. So what we show here, $150,000 loan, whether that's for putting in a pool and a pool house or whatever it is, whatever it is, just, here's what you're looking at for a normal personal loan. It's going to end up being something that's around 5 years on the term, so it's going to be a really short repayment period, and that's what's going to put the squeeze on you from a cash flow standpoint. Your interest rate right now, it's going to be in the high nines, if not low tens. You're going to be in that range for these personal loans. You're talking about a monthly payment of almost $3,200.
That's like a house payment.
That is more than some people's house payments.
Yeah. So $3,000 is a lot. So how do we optimize that, right?
Yeah, I mean, right now everybody's feeling the squeeze, whether it's from inflation or whatever. You are having a hard time. Maybe credit card debt. Maybe you got some other stuff. We've got videos about that. Go check those out. But if you are looking at this going, man, I am comfortable taking out $150,000 of equity. I'm not super comfortable with a $3,100, $3,200 a month payment. Enter the HE loan. So break down the HE loan for me, Jonathan. How does this compare?
Yeah, exactly. We're leveraging the equity in your house, putting a second lien if there's a first lien already in place, and then you can do anywhere from 10 to 15 to 20 to 25 to 30-year term. And for me, most people are going to build a pool or build an addition, live in their house maybe 5 or 7 more years, and then eventually sell their house, and then you can pay everything else. So why stress out these big payments when you can get a pool for $1,300 a month and build an amazing pool for $150,000? We're talking swim up bar, the lounge chairs built in.
Yeah, 150 pool in Houston is gonna be nice.
The little beach for the toddlers to enter into the pool. So like the dream pool, right? Yeah. Not just a kiddie pool to let your dog swim in. This is the dream pool.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And one of the things that you can do, and this is one of my favorite moves always, whether we're talking about a normal purchase, mortgage, a regular refi, or a HE loan, get that payment down. That's your required minimum. You can always pay more.
Yeah.
So you can go, hey, I'm going to pay this thing like it's a 5-year note. I'm going to throw $3,200 at it, but I've got the flexibility to pull back.
Why lock into that big payment?
So I'm a huge fan of get the required minimum as low as possible and then pay as much as you're comfortable with, rather than getting stuck with, maybe I am okay with $3,100, but I'm kind of sweating it. Don't sweat it. Get the low payment and then pay it aggressively.
Yeah. So as we said, we're a huge fan of you leveraging your equity to do something that improves value. But Austin, most of these HE loans don't have any restrictions, and maybe there's a dream purchase out there for you.
There might be. Maybe it is that Ferrari.
Red Ferrari.
So whatever it is, Ferrari, RV, boats, the financing on all these things can look different. But we just grabbed, for this scenario, we're showing you now, looking at what it would cost to finance an exotic vehicle.
Yeah, I mean, I went to McLaren's website. There's the dealership in town. I was like, man, if you finance $150,000 McLaren, what does that look like?
Yeah,
and
you can do it.
The best I could find was a 5-year term at 6.25% on the interest rate. And
Which, that sounds actually really good right now.
Yeah. I mean, auto loans can be a little bit better, but $2,917. So let's round up. That's a $3,000 car payment. That is whacked. And so what if you're 50, 55, 60, and you're like, we're going to sell our house in 5 or 7 years, Austin. We're going to downsize our house anyway. And when I downsize, then I'm going to buy a McLaren. It's like, no, why don't you do it now? We do a HE loan, and you can self-bank that yourself and get it at 10% over 30 years, and you're paying $1,300.
Yeah.
And then when you sell your house in 5 years and downsize, you've had your McLaren for 5 years.
That's right.
So
that's right.
You could do it if you want.
Yeah, it's about increasing the enjoyment of life, and so being able to get those purchases now, being able to leverage your equity, because your equity's growing for you. I mean, we look at what's happening with home equity across the country, in Texas and in Houston specifically, is amazing. And so this is just one of the ways, guys, that you can leverage the equity in your house, make your equity work for you in really fun ways, ways that improve your lifestyle, your enjoyment of life. That's what this is about. So again, buy the McLaren, get it on that low payment, and you can pay it more aggressively if you want to.
Yeah.
No big deal. Yeah. But this is about improving your cash flow so that you're not stretched too thin when we know things can be a little tight for some people right now.
Yeah.
So anyways.
Dream pool or dream car, we can help you with that.
That's right. And so remember, we're here to help make your mortgage life simple. So if you have any questions, give us a shout. We'll see you around.
Adios.